MacVoices at NAB Show 2025. MacVoices is at NAB Show in Las Vegas. I'm Chuck Joyner. Folks, we have to stop by the DJI booth to see what cool new stuff they have because I'm shooting with a DJI rig, a camera and microphone system. I love it, and I'm anxious to see what's new. Donovan's going to tell us. Donovan, great to meet you.
You as well. So what we have here is the new Osmo Mobile 7. This is the P model, so the premium model. This is the standard model here. One of the things you're going to notice right off the bat is that we're using the native iPhone camera app with our new tracking module. So in previous generations, tracking required that we use the proprietary DJI software, Mimo. But the tracking module now allows you to use any program that you want to capture, including the built-in native Apple video app. So the module actually will notice and track you based on a hand gesture. So if you want to stand in a way that we can see this, and then raise your right hand, show it to the module there.
Okay. So.
Great. And now that green light turned on, you can put your hand down. And that, a little too long, so hold it up.
Okay, holding.
Great, and now put it down. Okay, so, well, it picked up your hand is my hand, but we'll try this again. Okay, so now the module is tracking me, so I can move freely around, and it's using the native iPhone app to record me. Right now we're set in photo mode, so let me actually switch this over to video mode. Okay, so now we're in video mode here. If I do the 2 fingers gesture now, you'll notice that there's a brief pause and then the camera will start recording. So now we're actually capturing this and it's tracking me at the same time. So this is one of our newest innovations. This module allows this level of tracking that's only been possible previously using an app or the RS series. You're now able to do this with any app, native iPhone app, with Filmic, with the Blackmagic app, with any app that you use for shooting. You can now have tracking built in as well. So if I want to stop tracking, I'm going to hold up my hand again. Now the tracking is stopped. And then I can pick up tracking again just by the same gesture and come back around this way. And you'll see that it's keeping me in the center of the frame. You can also set an option where if you don't want everything center frame, you can have it hold you in a certain orientation, which is also a new feature. So I'm going to stop the tracking now. So we've kept the features that people have really come to expect from the mobile line. So we have an extendable selfie stick here that pops out. So this helps you get like those super low angles and super high angles without having to have any additional selfie stick built in. This is tethered to the bottom of the display, but on the bottom is actually, we can't pull it out, but the tripod is actually now built into the bottom of the mobile. So no detachable tripod, everything is built right in for you. The mode settings here, we're currently recording, so I'm going to go ahead and stop that with the start stop button. I can change my orientation from landscape to portrait mode by double tapping that button there, and I have full control of the gimbal, in addition to the gimbal following my movements. Double tap to recenter. So I typically shoot in landscape mode, more traditional. So you'll notice that wherever I turn, just like all of our other gimbals, this is smoothing out my movement. So I can tilt up and down and it'll follow all my movements. I can change my settings so that it only follows the pan, doesn't follow tilt, and I can also change the speed and the smoothness to my liking for all those settings. So I'm just going to recenter this. The major wow for this version is the tracking module that allows you to use it with any app that you want. So that's an innovation. This module, a lot of people ask this question, is the tracking module, is it compatible with the standard? It is. You can buy it as an accessory. It does come with the 7P package, but you can buy it as an accessory for the standard mobile as well. And the functionality is the same, regardless of which one you buy.
So what kind of battery life do we talk about with this? How long can I shoot with it?
Sure. So that's obviously really important for mobile shooters. So on both the 7P and the 7, we're looking at about 10 hours of operating time. So you can also, like you have on your rig, for example, you have an external battery. You could actually plug an external battery into the USB-C port here and run off an external as well.
Oh,
So built in, you have 10 hours, but you could actually extend that with an extended battery.
So I could shoot the whole NAB show for a day and more, then go to the parties at night.
Absolutely. Yes,
I
sir.
don't think that's going to work.
Yeah. I think we covered pretty much everything on here. Oh, one of the neat new things here is on the jog wheel here. If we hold this down, it will actually activate the light on the module. So you'll notice I'm able to make the light brighter and softer by turning the toggle wheel. And then if I hit it again, I can actually change the color temperature of the light. So that's a new thing that we're doing now, which is pretty neat. And then hold it down again, and that'll turn that light off. So that's a cool little like on the fly feature where you don't have to go into an app to change that. You can just do it right on the toggle, and you're good to go.
Well, and it's built in too, so I don't have to have it on a separate part of the rig. It's just right there.
It's built in, and when you balance, so the clamp is quick release, right? And this is kind of the way that we're doing the mobiles now. So that clamp, all you have to do to get it balanced is just put the clamp in the middle of your phone, and that's going to give you the ability to just snap it back on, and it'll go immediately into balance like that. So and with a phone with a case, heavier phone, the Max phones, everything will work with the mobile series.
Very nice. Okay, so we got to ask about pricing. You know, what kind of pricing is it?
So we're $149 for the 7P, and that includes the module and everything that you see here. And then we're at $89 for the standard model.
Okay, so very affordable for what you get with all the capabilities.
Absolutely, yes. Yeah, and built-in tripod now, and with the module. And like I said, tracking is one of the most popular features for people that are in the market for a smartphone gimbal. And the only complaint that we've had in the past is, I can't use it with my other apps and get the same level of tracking. So that's really what the new module does.
So I should have asked about that before. So I can use any app, but is there a DJI app that is preferred or gives me extra capabilities?
So you can use the Mimo app, as always, if that's what you're comfortable using. And the tracking module is only necessary when you're not using the Mimo app. So in the Mimo app, it will work exactly as it always has. You have that tracking capability, but you don't need the module to use it within the Mimo app.
Interesting. Okay. Great. Nice little piece of kit. No question about it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
There is a quick start function which I forgot, which so you can pop the phone off, and then when you power down by holding the mode button, the gimbal will actually orient itself so that it's already in the position to just close it right up. So that's something really nice, because if you're quickly assembling and disassembling, you want to just toss it in your bag. That's a really good way to go. And then when you open it back up, you'll notice that the gimbal turns itself on immediately. So if I'm pulling it out of my backpack and I just want to shoot quickly, I don't have to then turn the power on. All I have to do is unfold it. And then if my smartphone's already attached to the clamp, the setup is that fast to get it up and running and ready to go. So from bag to shooting, and we'll call it 20 seconds.
That's very nice. That's really very nice. And I think when you first put your hand on some of these, you're really tentative about it. You handle it gently, and you find, you don't want to go hammer nails with it, but you find out it can take a lot of abuse.
Yeah.
And just like that, get it up and running right quick.
Absolutely. We do a lot of durability testing. Far beyond the spec of what anybody's ever going to do in reality for that reason, to make these products super durable. So you don't need to worry about, doing what I just did, disassembling it, breaking it down, throw it in your backpack, and then pull it out and snap it open and you're ready to go.
Perfect. So now we're going to transition over to a microphone, a really, really little microphone.
Yes.
This is very impressive because I guess I'm using an earlier generation of this, but this is, I don't even know what to compare it to, a big thumbnail maybe.
Yeah. So this is DJI Mic Mini. You can see why it's called Mic Mini. So it uses the same technology as Mic 2, but obviously the transmitter end is much, much smaller, the Mini, and the receiver also is comparatively smaller. The main benefit of this, obviously, is
It happens every time.
Every time. The main benefit, obviously, is the size and functionality. It has that same very strong magnetic clip, and then also a shirt clip on the back. So you've got that same functionality you're used to, but compared to the old style mic, it's much more compact. The receiver has an actual audio port, so you can mount this on the camera and connect it through the audio port. The other thing is you can actually buy the transmitter by itself and then use the transmitter with your smartphone directly. So you don't even need the receiver to utilize the Mic Mini. You can connect it through your Bluetooth connection using Osmo Audio directly to your smartphone.
Okay, now I want to make sure I understood that. So I can buy the transmitter, have it go to the phone. I don't even need necessarily a receiver.
Exactly.
That's really innovative, especially with some of the things we've been talking about here.
Yeah, I mean, if you're a phone shooter, for sure, that's a great value because you'll get high quality wireless audio and directly to your smartphone. Now, the receiver does give you the ability to have the additional settings and things like this little wheel right here is a quick gain adjustment. So there in certain circumstances, it's a good idea to have this as well. You can also mount this directly onto the camera, cold shoe, hot shoe area there. There's an adapter for this. Also that will plug directly into the phone, but for the first time also you're able to update these through a Bluetooth connection, so you don't need to have these hardwired anymore. You can update them through with an iOS device. You can update them directly through your iOS device.
So it just gets better and better.
That's the idea. We try to make it better and better. Yes, sir.
Now we have in the pack, I guess we have two of the mics.
So the way that this comes is with the charging case, and then slots for each of the microphones. So what we call the transmitters, and then the receiver fits in like that. And then total operating time with the charging case, which is charging each of the three modules, is 48 hours. So you have an incredible amount of potential charging time using a charging case, and you can see that all of that fits into that small little compact package. So that's Mic Mini.
And I have to put a sort of a plug-in for it for the old version. It just works. I mean, you open it up, everything connects to itself, and you're ready to go.
Yeah, it's funny that people really love the ability to just put the transmitter back into the case, and then it just links back up with the receiver. Like, that's something we hear about all the time, that people really love that. Yeah.
Well, you're sure everything is charged, everything has all the green lights.
Yeah.
You know, it is such a nice, compact little...
100%. And to know that all I need to do is put this one thing in my case, and then I'm ready to go. I'm not worried about extra pieces and parts, bits and bots. Everything I need is just right there.
Yeah, well, and especially now that I don't even necessarily have to have the receiver.
Right.
I mean, I've got it to use it if I want, but I can just connect it straight to my phone.
I mean, your setup could be as simple as I clip this on my shirt and I don't even need this. I'm just ready to go. Yeah.
Very nice. So what kind of pricing do we have on this?
So for this is the 2 transmitter and 1 receiver with charging case. So we're looking at $169 for this guy. And then if you wanted to get the transmitter and 1 receiver, that's $89. And then the transmitter only, so if you were just going to have it linked to your smartphone, we're looking at $59. And it comes in black and white as well. People that care about matching it to their smartphone.
Okay, well, hey, whatever.
Yeah.
That's super affordable.
Absolutely.
And again, for a dedicated mic system, a dedicated wireless mic system,
100%.
that's impressive.
Yeah, and you're getting, actual Osmo audio when you're using the transmitter and receiver together. So you're getting that incredible range and distance and penetration. When you're using the transmitter by itself, then you're using Bluetooth. So if you want to get the maximum range, then you will need the receiver and the transmitter together.
I'm so glad you brought that up, because we're standing in like a bath of electronics.
We are.
And I've never had an issue with this mic.
It's pretty incredible when you consider the amount of RF saturation that we're standing in right now, that you're able to use any kind of wireless microphone and get reliable audio. It's pretty impressive.
Yeah, I mean, taking nothing away from the Bluetooth, but this is not the environment I would want to test the Bluetooth in.
100%.
But I want the DJI connection.
Absolutely. Yes.
All right, what else do we have? We have something else? So, Donovan, this one looks a little more heavy duty.
Yeah, so this is a little more heavy duty. This is the RS4 Mini. So of our RS line, this is the smallest gimbal that we make. but this gimbal will actually support, a pretty heavy setup, something like a A7S III with a 24-70 millimeter lens on it. So it's a pretty robust little gimbal. We also are now releasing this new smartphone clamp. So this is a cool little innovation, because if you were only going to buy one gimbal and you have something like a mirrorless and you're a smartphone shooter as well, this gives you the ability to shoot both at the same time. So
whoa! At the same time?
I'm sorry. The ability to shoot both, not at the same time.
Okay.
But this is a quick release a dovetail plate or camera plate. So this whole system just slides right on and off. So you can literally just pull your mirrorless camera off and then slide this gimbal in, and you're ready to shoot with your smartphone. So the changeover is super fast. There's a new tracking module also for this gimbal. So I'm going to triple tap to put us over here in selfie mode. And then if I put my hand up, let's see with the mic there, the same gesture that we use on the mobile series also is how we activate this gimbal. And no matter where I go, it's going to go with me. So this technology, again, is one of the things that we hear the most about, that people really love about it. And the gestures work the same way. So if I want to stop recording, I do the two fingers. You'll notice that the yellow light starts to flash. That lets me know that it's about to roll. And then we go back into green tracking. If I want to stop the tracking, I just hold my hand up again. Now the red indicator light's letting me know that we're no longer tracking. So now I can move around freely. So we designed this so that it works similarly in all of our products. And that functionality where I just was able to stop the camera is just a direct Bluetooth connection. But you'll notice that we're not using the Mimo app to record this. We're using a third-party app to do that. So that's the main benefit of the tracking module, is you're no longer have to use any sort of proprietary product. You can shoot with whatever you want, whatever app you want, whatever camera you want, and still have that accuracy of DJI tracking.
That's a really nice feature, because now I don't have to make a choice,
right,
or buy two.
Yeah.
I get to buy one, and it can serve both masters.
Absolutely. And we find that a lot of people that are content creators and solo shooters, that they do switch back and forth between shooting with a smartphone and shooting with like a mirrorless camera and that kind of thing. So that's really who the user that this was designed with in mind.
Now this can be mounted on a tripod as well?
Absolutely, yeah. So on the bottom, let's see if I can show you this. Okay. So this is the tripod that comes with it, and then that's the 1/4-20 there. So you could pull this tripod off and then just directly mount this on a tripod as well.
Very nice, very nice. If I may, I'm curious.
Yeah.
No, it's not unusually heavy. It's a bit heavier duty than the other one,
Absolutely.
but it almost has to be.
Yes, and the design that everybody loves and is used to has been integrated into this gimbal as well. So all of the functionality, like if I hold the trigger, it'll hold the tilt. I can recenter with the double tap. It'll follow all of my movements, but I can also customize the way that I want the gimbal to respond. So if I only want it to respond to my pan movements and not tilt movements, I can set up those settings. I can set up the speed and responsiveness of the gimbal and really tune it to my liking. I also have a quick switch that'll change the mode. So we're now in full FPV mode. So FPV mode is, you'll notice wherever I point the gimbal, it'll go with me. This is pan follow mode. So wherever I pan, it'll follow my pan. But you'll notice when I tilt, it's holding my horizon level. And then the first mode there is pan tilt follow. So it will not follow my roll movements, but it'll follow my pan and tilt. So the great thing about these gimbals is that you can tune them specifically to how you shoot and what works for you. Obviously there's default settings built in for new users, but we find that as people use these more and more, they really love to be able to customize them to their needs.
Sure, well, they find out what they can do.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
yes.
Pricing on this?
Pricing on this, I think we actually have this here, yeah. So the RS4 Mini $369 there, and then the combo is $459. And battery life on this guy, before you ask me, is 13 hours.
Okay.
Yeah.
And everything, both of these are available now?
They are absolutely available now, yes sir.
That's very nice, very nice. The website is, of course,
DJI.com.
Donovan, thank you so much for the time.
Absolutely.
Great job.
My pleasure.
Great job.
Thank you.
More from NAB Show in Las Vegas. I'm Chuck Joyner. This is MacVoices. Visit MacVoices.com for show notes and to connect with Chuck on social media. Get involved in our Facebook group or like our Facebook page, and get more out of your Apple tech with MacVoices Magazine, free on Flipboard and on the web. And if you find value in it all, consider supporting us through either our Patreon campaign at patreon.com/MacVoices or by making a one-time donation via the PayPal link on our front page and in the show notes of each episode. You will join these fine people who help bring you MacVoices. Advertising handled by Backbeat Media at backbeatmedia.com. Bandwidth provided by CashFly at cashfly.com.